Good morning, everyone. I hope everybody had a great weekend. It's a brand new week. It's a Monday. So let's start the week off a good note. My challenge for you today, as always, is go out and make today a great day. Yes, everything might not happen the way you planned it, but don't give up. So let me start by welcoming everybody to Up and At It with Paul Gomboa. Listen to this. Life is never a straight line. Sometimes you might find yourself going to a different direction. Just keep pushing. Life is never, the journey is a journey, it's never a destination. So don't get discouraged when stuff don't happen or when things don't go the way you planned it. You know, like I always said, don't change your brand, but change your approach. Let your brand stay the same, reinvent. So today we're going to be looking at a topic. Last week we looked at domestic violence and rape, which has become a huge issue now in the whole world. The amount of abuse that is going on in the world is so crazy to even think about. So we've talked about that. If you haven't checked that video out yet, look it up on Facebook, YouTube, and on my foundation Instagram page. I'll give you those links in a minute. So today we're looking at drugs. So when we talk about drugs, what's drug? Drug usage doesn't really have anything to do with age, your skin color, your level of education. Every age, color, whatever you can think of, have people that abuse drugs. So this is not limited to one group. Also, oh, my group doesn't know. In every group or every area you find yourself, stuff like this is going on. So that's why we have to talk about it. And we have to help those people because they need help. Previously, when I was growing up, I used to think people use drugs, because they just choose to. But today I came to find out that a lot of people use drugs to hide whatever they're going through. Some of them has been physically abused, and drugs is what they turn to as a therapy. Some of them have gone through a hardship and they turn to drugs as a therapy. So what's drug addiction? Drug addiction is a chronic disease characterized by drug seeking and use that is compulsive or difficult to control, despite harmful consequences. Most drugs affect the brain's reward cycle by flooding it with the chemical messenger dopamine. Surges of dopamine in the reward cycle causes the reinforcement of pleasurable but unhealthy activities, leading people to repeat the behavior again and again. Over time, the brain adjusts to the excess dopamine, which reduces the high that the person feels compared to the high they felt when first taking the drugs. An effect known as tolerance. They might take more of the drugs trying to achieve the same dopamine high. No single factor can predict whether a person will become addicted to drugs. A combination of genetic, environmental, developmental factors influence risks for addiction. The risk factors person has, the greater the chances that taking drugs can lead to addiction. So let's look at it. So how do people get involved in drugs? Sometimes it's the circumstances that they get themselves into or the environment or peer pressure, which today is all over the place. So, but one thing that drugs can do for you taking drugs is drugs can affect your learning, your judgment, your decision making, your stress, cause stress to you, and can affect your memory and even affect your behavior because you start acting not yourself. You start acting different from other people in the society. So a little bit of statistic for you here. This is from drugabuse.gov. 67,367 drug overdose deaths reported in US in 2018. In the US alone, 67,367 drugs overdose deaths reported in 2018. So there are a lot of people out there today that have gone through a lot. Hard times, difficult times. I get it. Trust me, I get it. I understand your situation. But drugs is not a therapy. Taking drugs is going to help you forget about that situation for the moment, but it doesn't take away the situation. It doesn't take away the thoughts and the feel or whatever you feel about that situation. What will help you is seeking for help. And if you're in the US, there's a number that you can call, to seek for help. And this number is 1-800-662-4357. Again, the number to call if you have drug addiction and you need help is 1-800-662-4357 for those living in the US. Let's go back to, let's look at Nigeria. If you're in Nigeria, I know there's a lot of issue right now with drug usage all over the country and mostly in the north. I've been following a lot that's been going on with the whole, syrups and all those crazy stuff. So according to Quaz.com, Quaz Africa, over the past year alone, nearly 15% of the adult population in Nigeria, around 14.3 million people, use psychoactive drug substances. This rate is higher than the 2016 global average of 5.6%. Estimated number of drug users in Nigeria: cannabis, 10.6 million. Opioid, 4.6 million. Cough syrups, 2.3 million. Tranquilizers, sedative, 0.4 million. Cocaine, 0.09. Heroin, 0.08. So looking at a statistic also from United Nations Office on Drugs and Crime, says every 4 drug users, 1 of them is a woman. So it doesn't matter your gender. It doesn't have anything to do with your gender, your physical build, who you are. There are a lot of people out there that are doing drugs. And again, like I said, don't get it confused, like I used to when I was growing up, where I think people that use these drugs, they're just using drugs, whatever. But we don't see the underlying situation. We don't see the behind the scene situation that led them or created that therapy that they feel that's a therapy for them. So what we can do is, instead of castigating them, we can help them out. So if you're watching this video and you know somebody that is doing drugs, or if you're doing drugs, I want you to know that using drugs really doesn't have to make you feel like that is a therapy for what you're dealing with. Using drugs is not going to take away the situation. What can take away the situation can bring you back to normal so you can be a good member of the community or society that you belong to, is seeking for help. Seeking for help. You don't have to do drugs to be cool. For young kids growing up out there, for the young athletes, I played basketball to the highest level that I can play, that I can think of. But using drugs do not get me into college. Using drugs do not get me that scholarship. Using drugs do not get me to be who I am today. So you do not have to use drugs for you to look cool. When your friends tell you, oh, we're doing drugs, we're smoking weed, we're doing this, don't let peer pressure push you into using drugs. Because using drugs you do not really have to use drugs to look cool. So don't numb your setback with drugs. Look for help, and you can be clean again and start making impact in your community. Don't numb your setback. Don't use drugs as a therapy, because it's never a therapy. It can help at that moment. The only help that drugs will provide to you is helping you to forget the situation, to forget whatever you're dealing with, but it doesn't take it away. So my beg and my ask of you is seek help. And if you know somebody or you have somebody that is a drug addict that abuses drugs, don't push the person away and don't make the person feel more than what they're already feeling. So me and you can be the change that we want to see. And me and you can help that person to be clean again. So let's help the person and let's help them seek for help. So let me let you go. Before I let you go, let me say this. If no one told you today, let me start by telling you that I believe in you. No matter what you're facing, you can change for the better. So I believe in you. I strongly believe in you. I believe in you 150%. And you can make the change and you can change for the better. So don't give up. Keep fighting and keep doing what you're doing and keep pushing. One day, everything is going to be exactly how you want it. But don't let setback derail your train. I love you guys, and you have a wonderful day and a wonderful rest of the week, and I will see you guys on Monday. Thank you.